Overwhelmed? Yes. Been going at it for a few days with Leica, and I'm just get more amazed every time I turn a corner, every time I go into a new meeting, every time I walk into the Leica store. There is a lot of Leica, and one of the Leicas that we're going to talk about now is the Leica S camera. With me today is Tony Fesner, correct?
Correct.
And you're the product manager for this?
I'm the product manager.
A product manager for the Leica S.
Exactly.
Now, the Leica S caught the industry by storm a number of years ago when it came out, because it was a new entry into the medium format business. The medium format arena is one that's not understood by a lot of people, but Leica figured it out. And of course, there's obviously a lot more entries in the last few years, but Leica established themselves with a very cool camera. And it's a camera that almost feels like a giant DSLR, but it's not. So I'm going to let Tony tell us a little bit about the development of this camera, and then we'll go into some of the features and also talk about the wide range of lenses that you have for this. So
exactly, thanks. So we started with the idea of this camera system in 2007. And we sat down with photographers and assistants, post-production artists, and the whole photo production chainers. They came to the conclusion that the camera should go highest priority for image quality, then for speed to make various application possible, and they want to go also for moving imaging, because they say, or they thought that their clients demand not only high-end still imaging, they also need some moving content. Because we see that new media or advertising is changing in direction new media, and they need some moving images there. The sensor size is 45 by 30 millimeter sensor. We provide a 37.5 megapixel, and we still allow the frame rate up to 3.5 frames per second. So a dynamic fashion shoot is possible, or dynamic commercial projects are possible with it, or even nature or sports photography. So it's the fastest medium format system in the market at the moment. Additionally, we provide full HD on the whole medium format sensor. Together with the Leica S lenses, these high-speed lenses, it's a quite unique cinematic look.
The look is really different and really nice.
Yeah,
Specifically when we see it in some fashion work and portrait work, it really is pretty incredible. And it would be such an easy camera to use because it feels so good. And the ergonomics, the thought of cutting out the area there and actually having a thumb rest on the back of the camera.
Yeah.
Also, as we discovered with some of the other cameras, you forgot to put labels. But this is innovative in the way you've done this, and it gets to be pretty intuitive at the end. So one of the things I can't help but notice, specifically because I worked with the SL camera recently too, is that one takes from the other. So the SL, essentially, if you look down on both cameras, they've almost got the same configuration of dials and knobs and so forth, and the same configuration on the back.
Absolutely. So we want to make it for our customers as convenient as possible, and therefore we have decided to go for an operation element platform, and it's the professional DNA inside this camera and SL.
So, and one of the differences too, this has got SD and a CF card, so you can shoot to both.
Exactly.
So one of the things that Leica's also done very well is design their batteries into the cameras, and this one's no different. So to get this battery out, what do I do?
Yeah, you just have to put step 1 here, and then you tap it, and it's the second step, and then we have the battery outside. One reason for it, it's definitely it's the sealing of this camera, and also the lenses. And that was the idea behind this design.
What's nice about the fact that it doesn't drop out completely is if you were like this and you hit the switch, it doesn't fall out onto the ground. You can still change this if it's on the tripod, but you at least can hold on to it and grab it and pull it down the rest of the way. So that's pretty smart thinking. You've got the LCD screen at the top, a dedicated video button.
Exactly.
The eyelets are designed into the camera itself, so nothing protrudes. No matter where you run your hands, there's no protrusions. And what protrusions there are in this one big dial is such that it's minimal, and it's right where you would want to put it. So naturally, if I'm going to hold this camera, it's so well designed that I can control one knob with my index finger and the other with my thumb finger, and find a good, comfortable place to take it and put it so it's not in the way when I'm in operation. Very, very well thought out. This is a DSLR, though, meaning it's not a mirrorless system. So there's still a mirror in this, and it's got an incredible viewfinder also when you use it.
Absolutely. So we decided in this generation that we provide this optical viewfinder. It's actually it's a third camera generation, and one of the USPs of this system is definitely the super large and brilliant and bright optical viewfinder, and it's like a real life viewfinder. So why should we change this? So we go for the optical viewfinder.
It's really very special to look through, and it's very, very, it's almost like if you take your eye away, you're not really seeing any difference other than the fact that you've got a viewfinder frame around it.
Absolutely, and to be honest, with the high-speed lenses, even with a 100 millimeter with aperture or f-stop 2.0, you can focus manually with this viewfinder. We have additional viewfinder screens. A grid screen for it, and a micro prism screen, so you can really focus manually if you want that. And we have a nice focus indicator on the bottom, so you can use it as well as an
it'll light up when
focus assistant. Exactly.
One of the things that's changing very rapidly, Tony, is the medium format marketplace. What's Leica see?
Yeah, we see a growing market there. We have a new player since Photokina 2016. We see new product lines, and we see especially a lot of interest and focus on the medium format market. And we see it quite positive. So we are satisfied with our Leica S system business development, and we see a lot of young photographers, young customers stepping up from 35mm to medium format system because they want to differentiate from their competition. And we see a lot of interest, especially in the market, in the field of the passionate amateur photographers, and of course our Leica pros, who is still quite interesting in
so
our system.
So your future is looking pretty bright. I mean, there's a lot of potential.
We will see how it works out, but what I can tell from Leica side is the Leica S system is one very, very important strategic product line in our Leica portfolio. And it's a technology leader. We have a technology platform in our development, and we had here this camera with the latest generation CMOS sensor, with the latest generation imaging processor, Maestro 2, and we keep absolutely 100% on this camera system, and yeah, we listen to the market, we listen to our customers, we join a lot of photo shootings and look how they handle the equipment, and we try to get better and better. And yeah, there will be a lot of future things.
A lot of future things. Exciting times, and you must be having a blast doing all this, so that's pretty
Absolutely,
cool.
a lot of work to do.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, no camera is complete without lenses. We're talking a stable of lenses here. 9 lenses?
10.
I only got
Indeed.
I'm missing one here. Yeah. But so tell us about the lenses. So the wide range, what you have, zooms or fixed, and why?
So we launched the system at Photokina 2008. Say start was in 2009, and from there on we had to develop the whole toolbox. You know, we listened to the market and started the development of all these lenses. We came from 24 millimeter super wide angle, the 30 millimeter, 35 millimeter, 45 millimeter. It's like a 35 millimeter in full frame.
Yep.
So it's one of the most popular Leica lenses. The 70 millimeter standard lens. We have the 100 super high-speed lens with f-stop 2, the 120 macro, the Apo macro indeed, 120 tilt-shift lens, and 180. This camera system provides a dual shutter system. Means we have on one side we have the focal plane shutter for super short exposure times within the camera, and we have 6 central shutter or leaf shutter lenses in our portfolio as well for
High-speed sync.
High-speed sync for short.
And you go up to how far?
sync time.
A thousandth of a second?
1,000 of a second.
So
right.
flash photography, outdoors, thousandths of a second with the central shutter.
Exactly. For on-location shootings, handle the backlight, make dramatic skies, etc., and so on. You know.
Now, this is the lens I like.
Yeah.
Look at that thing. This is a tilt-shift lens for medium format.
Right.
Oh, it's light, it's got knobs and dials. What photographer wouldn't like this lens?
Yeah, as a photographer working in a studio, doing some product shots, some pack shots, they use this lens. Or we have also some photographers in the art or in the fine art field using it for landscape or even portrait. Yep. So it's a quite a specialty in our lens portfolios. It's clear. And you know, it's a handcraft. You really have to be skilled to shoot with this guy. You know, so you need photographic knowledge to handle this.
But then, you know, the kind of customers that will be buying like a camera most likely have a pretty good photographic knowledge. So this is a broad system. It's used a lot by a lot of fashion and commercial photographers. And one of the ways that Leica has done in many different areas is they've done something special. And Tony gave me this as a gift, but this is the S magazine. And it's one whole thick magazine just with photography done and by the S cameras. So an exceptional, good-looking system. And I think this also bodes to the fact that, you know, while Leica's making their cameras and so forth, they're not only out there, you know, listening to the customers so they can develop future products, but they're supporting the ones that they do have out there.
So this is one side. The other side is it's not like we produce cameras to produce cameras. So we want that photographers use our equipment, do great projects with it, produce in the best case art, and we hope that they can earn a lot of money with their photography, and we want to support their business. So it's for us it's the best payback if we see the guys shooting with our product. You know, it's quite our motivation to work further on this product.
Well, I have to say thanks. You know, we had a lot of time talk before the video started here to learn more about the S system, and I know you gave up a good part of your day for us. I want to say thank you for that.
Thanks.
And you've got a great camera system. All of us are going to be interested to see where it goes, what new lenses come, what Leica's got next for the S. But it's quite a camera system. Once again, you know, visit a dealer or take a look at this camera, or compare all the cameras and try to figure out, you know, the mix of these cameras for your needs and uses, because Leica certainly has a wide range of cameras that can work for that. So I want to thank you again, Tony, and I want to thank our viewers, and I'll see you on the Luminous Landscape.